Periarticular distal femur case. These are the two sets you'll need. You got your plates and your periarticular screw and instrument set. In the off chance there is a like a second periarticular distal femur, you can get by with the large frag unless they want cannulated stuff. Then you have to turn this over. We only have one of them, but I don't know if we've ever actually seen one of those. So with that said, I think everybody knows what these plates look like, but this is just the plate set. Got long plates on the bottom, they're left and right specific. So at the bottom, I think it's probably the confusion when we get to the set. At the bottom, this is a 4-5 large frag plate. So in the shaft, you got your 4-5 Cortex, where you have your locking hole, which is a 5-0 locking screw, or it could be 4-0, but if they have the option to go 5-0, I've always seen them go 5-0. So in the distal end, the drill guides, because the drill guides you guys are used to are like these long ones with the blue line for like the blue line drill bit. In the distal end, you're going to use gold. I know it's confusing. There's two different size ones. So they're both gold. One's got a real big hole on the end. One's just a smaller one. So obviously the bigger one's going to go right there in the middle. There's only one point it can go on. You can't cross thread these as well. And then obviously the smaller ones go in the 5 holes surrounding, just like that. So with that, here, there's two different types of K-wires, two different sizes. There's one with like a specific drill tip, and then there's a threaded one as well. You're going to want to use the drill tip every single time to get an accurate measurement. So that just goes through, like so. You got your black depth gauge just go at the top. Make sense, everybody? Okay. So you just repeat that. He doesn't have to do all of them. It's kind of up to whatever they want to do. Normally they'll do the 7-3, so that I should have said that. Center hole is a 7.3 screw. There's 3 different styles. So your big caddy is going to be everything for that distal end. Distal towards the joint. Let's try to do this without spilling it. So you got your 7-3s up here, down at the bottom there. 5-0 cannulated right up top, which would be the 5 holes around it. So you've got locking for the 7-3, you've got conical full thread, you've got conical partial thread. A lot of times in real bad fractures, we'll do like a conical, either partial or full thread, and then once they get the other 5-0s around it, they'll come back and pull that central 7-3 screw and put in an actual locking screw. So yeah, they're always going to start here normally, or they'll sometimes put a guide wire up here. You'll see Dewey sometimes go up, do a little puncture wound, hold the plate there, and that's just to hold it on the actual bone. Because when you get in some of these longer plates, this is pretty straight plate. Some of these longer ones, you're going to, obviously there's a bow in your femur, so you're going to have a big bow on it. So he'll go up there, put a pin in to lock the proximal of the plate onto the bone, put the screws in, and then work their way to the shaft. On those longer plates as well, they'll do percutaneous a lot of times. We have special drill guides, which I probably should have brought in here, but they're just in a little box. They're blue line or green line, whether they want 4 or 5. Normally, again, just the blue line. And there's long drill bits as well. Trying to think what else. So in this instrument set, there's a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of stuff you will not use. But again, they just put a lot of this stuff in because there's so many different circuit preferences. But on the distal end, you're going to use a guide wire, and all of them we went over like the drill tip guide wire. So there's cannulated drill bits for that. They're going to be right here together, sitting right on top of each other. Got one for the 5-0 and one for the 7-3. That's the only time you use that is in the distal end. Then you have your standard drill bits like you're used to. Green line for a 4-5 Cortex screw, blue line for a 5-0 locking screw. Different screwdrivers, 5-0 locking, the solid locking screw. On the distal end, the 5-0 cannulated locking screw, since it's cannulated, it's actually going to be a hex drive. Kind of a little different than what you're used to, but not a big deal. There's the cannulated hex. Right underneath the actual screwdriver, if they ever want on power, they have the power adapter right below it. Okay. Same thing on the scar drive right below it. Quick connect. Standard depth gauge. Everyone knows those. If they do a 4.5 Cortex, you got your drill guide right here. That's really everything out of that set. There's a lot of different screw options in here. But what we're really seeing is obviously every time you're going to use this drill caddy, these are the conical 5.0. They don't use them a ton. That would be for the distal end of the screw. They normally just use the locking because they're already holding it with the 7.3 conical. So you're not going to be using that much. Got your 4.5 Cortex screws and your 5.0 locking solid screw. Any questions on the Periarticular? I'll leave it out so everybody can look at it as well. And I will go over that cable set. So I'm going to get with Chris too, Nygaard, and try and get him to change the name of this set. I think that's confusing too. So there are cable sets called the Periprosthetic set. I think we'll just change it to Synthes cable set, probably easier for everybody. So in here on the top, you've got your plates. They're bowed plates because normally they're going to be in that mid shaft area where you'd use these. And then you got your unicortical locking screws. Unicortical, obviously meaning only there's a prosthesis, like a total hip in there. You can't go through both cortexes. You're just going to put one screw in just to get as far as you can to that actual prosthesis. So as far as the cable set goes, got your wire passers. 100% surgeon preference. There's 3 different options in there. Things you'll need out of here every time. One of these. I normally would just try and grab 2. So each clip in together. There's 2 different kinds of tension. Crimper, wire cutter. This one is just your standard, kind of basic. You need to make sure it's all the way threaded out. Lines here on the side that tell you where they're tensioned, 50, 40, 30. We'd like to not go more than 40, but they're in a tension however much they want to do it. Just have to have this thing all the way out where it won't go any more to be able to get the wire, or cable, excuse me, all the way through. Flips on just like that. Want to have that pointing forward so they can put the wire through. Once he tensions it, you would just flip it back and lock. To get this off of the cable, to move it to another one, which we don't really see them do much because they have 2 of them in here. But you just have to thread that all the way back out. So this one's a little bit more of a pain, I would say. But useful. Then there's the gun, Tony's favorite. So you've got a couple pieces of this. The only thing really else you got to put on here, this just clips on. Back, same thing. Still need these for the front. Same thing here, it tells you right here, lock on it, so you want to have that loose, push it through. You're going to lock that, and start cranking. Same thing here, it's got your tension right here on the top, 50, 40, 30. You're going to do that, and you're going to lock that. There's a little button back here, releases that. You can actually disconnect this, not that. Disconnect that, and stay in the body for now until you want to crimp it. That's it, guys. Questions on that? Nothing. All right, I'll leave it up here. We can go over it after if anybody has any questions.
Okay, quick.
Yes.
Should we know these? I know that you and Tyler are supposed to be here for all these cases and stuff, but living in Montana, should we know these cases just in case you guys don't show up? Will the surgeons still do the case without you guys here?
I would think this one for sure. You're gonna be using this all the time without us because if you're in a total hip with ortho, I'll have somebody using this too if they break some. I mean, I would always recommend that you know the sets, but we try and be here for every case we can. Anything?
Understand in which cases you may be using these cables, especially if you're a scrub tech. These aren't just femur fracture cases. So if you're putting in an implant, if you're doing a total hip, and they break the femur while putting the implant in, you're gonna be breaking the cable set out to secure that implant in that femur. Okay, so it's important to know this because you're never gonna know when you're gonna have to use it. All right.
All right, guys.